All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the day that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing and we're glad in it. We're ready to have an amazing show today. I want you, for those of you that are coming on, I want you to hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know. Prophet Ramon, the squad, and the Ramon Preston Show. We are live in his house right here from the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Oh, this thing is slippery because I was, that carpet is wet. So every time I put my foot up, it slips. I'm like, be careful, Rev. Be careful. Don't start. It won't. Wow. Don't start nothing. It won't be nothing, bruh. Yeah, it's like, you get one shot when you're live, ain't it? Like if you mess up, if you goof off, if you blooper, you just blooper. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I want you to hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know we're live. We're in his house. It's Wednesday, W-I-N-S day. It's Wednesday. And oh my God, do I have an amazing discussion to have with you today. So if you're ready, I want you to drop the name of the city in the comments. Put in the comments what city you watching your boy from, who you represent. Let us know what city you're representing. I want to welcome all of you to the Ramon Preston Show. Just in case you don't know, I'm your host, Ramon Preston. Every Monday through Friday, soon to be Saturday and Sunday, we come to you with information that is strategically and specifically designed on this show to help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and your wealth building dreams. So if you have a desire to own a business or increase your income, if you have a business and you just need to expand it and increase your income, if you are a solopreneur, a freelancer, an independent contractor, a minister, a traveling preacher, a pastor, an executive, and you want to figure out ways that you can increase your income. You want to figure out ways that you can expand your business. Maybe you're an individual who wants to find out more about holding companies and how to start them and structure them and scale them. Well, all the information that we share with you on this show is a direct extension of our organizational enterprise, where we provide consulting, we provide coaching, and we provide training specifically in the areas of showing you how to start, structure, and scale those things that we just covered. So you can rest assured that everything you hear from me on this show is information that we live and we provide for our clients, most of whom are big ticket clients. Our consulting services range from $5,000-$6,000 up to $20,000 in some cases. Our coaching program is a $5,000 one-year program. Our training program, which is our online training program, the Blueprint Game Plan on Ramon Preston University, it's a $1,500 program. So these are not just some $20, $30 programs that we're throwing out there hoping they stick. No, these are services and programs and products that we provide that have been proven. They have helped us create what we've created in our organization. And we have so many people who have success stories. Like at this point, the proof of concept is not even needed. At this point, all I have to do is start giving information out to people on the people who are in our program, the members of our coaching community, the people who are taking our classes online, and they will talk up for me. They will tell you that, hey, everything he shares with you, it works as long as you work it. So on today's show, I want to talk to you about how to succeed in the DM. Now, I know when some of y'all hear that, you thinking, oh, shoot, where we going today with this? Where we going today with this? How to succeed in the DM, baby. You know what they say, it goes down in the DM, but that ain't the DM I'm talking about. So I want to talk to you today about how do you succeed in the DM? Like what exactly do you need to do to succeed in the DM? Now, for those of you that are very social media minded, you are very 21st century, 2021 minded. When you see DM, you're thinking about the direct messages on Facebook, the inboxes, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, TikTok, but that's not necessarily what I'm talking about, even though there is some implication to what you do on social media. But when I say I want you to succeed in the DM, when I show you how to succeed in the DM, I'm using the D and the M as an analogy for your decisions and your moves, because there are decisions that you have to make. There are moves that you have to make, both of which are going to determine if you succeed or not. So if you are looking to more specifically succeed in the fourth quarter of 2021, you want to succeed in your business, you want to succeed in your marriage, you want to succeed in your finances, you want to succeed in your health. Well, any area of your life that you want to succeed in, that success in and of itself is totally dependent upon two things: the decisions and the moves you make. So if you're not making the right decisions and you're not making the right moves, and I can tell you, if you're not making the right decisions, I know you're not making the right moves. And so since this is the show, and our show is primarily centered around business and finance and economic empowerment, let's connect to the decisions and the moves with regard to your business and your finances. If you're not making business moves that's bringing you to success, if you're not making financial moves that's bringing you to success, it's because of the business and the financial decisions that are being made. So I want to show you how do you succeed in the DM or in the decisions and moves that you make. How are you going to do that? Well, let's break these two words down before I give you the three things that you're going to have to do in order to succeed in the DM. Let's break down the decisions and the moves, okay? So I'll give you a breakdown of what I mean when I say decisions, okay? So when I say decisions, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your thinking. There are some words that I'm gonna give you that associate to this. I'm talking about your mentality. All right. I'm talking about your values, your views, and even your convictions. So this is what I mean when I say decisions. So if you're gonna succeed in your decisions, you actually have to succeed in your thinking. Now let's connect this. Let's associate this to your business, to your finances, to your economic situation. Your decisions in business, your decisions financially are linked to your thinking. So if you don't think the right way about business, if you don't think the right way about finances, it's going to negatively affect your decisions. So the other day I talked about how so many entrepreneurs come out of the workforce, meaning that they are still W-2 employees or they were W-2 employees and they never built a successful business. And so because they've never built a successful business, they don't think like successful business owners, right? And when and it's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. You don't let your ego get in the way and try to convince people that you think like a successful business owner if you've never been a successful business owner. It's just like me saying, oh, I know how to think like a billionaire. Well, not necessarily. There are things that I can do to put myself in that mindset and in that mode, but I can't necessarily say, oh, I'm thinking like this and all of my decisions are like this when I'm not that. Does that make sense? So your decisions in business and finances needs to be linked to your thinking. Your decisions are linked to your mentality. So what is your mentality about business? And that's going to have a lot to do with what decisions you make about business. What is your mentality about finances? I should have used the word relationship. What is your relationship with money? What is your relationship with entrepreneurship? Your values about business and money, your views about business and money, your convictions, all of these things collectively are determining the decisions you make. So if you just keep making bad decisions in business, if you just keep making bad financial decisions, why are you making those bad decisions? Because your thinking, your mentality, your values, your views, and your convictions about business and money are all bad, or they're wrong. Or maybe they were right 3 years ago, but they're outdated today. And you didn't move with the updated data that was necessary. So now when we say move, when we say moves, because that's another word, what are we talking about? Here's what we're talking about. We're talking about your actions. We're talking about your behaviors. We're talking about your habits. These are words that associate to your moves. We're talking about your executions, your consistency, and your commitments. This is what your moves are. So I really want you, if you're taking notes, to write that down, because I'm getting ready to show you 3 things you need to do in order to succeed in the DM. And when I say in the DM, I'm talking about in your decisions and in your moves. So you want to make successful money moves. You want to make successful business moves. Even those of you that are in ministry, you pastors, you fivefold ministry leaders, how do you succeed in what you're doing? Because there is some business component to what you're doing. There is some level of maturity that you have to have as a operator, as an overseer, as a leader, as a pastor, as a preacher. There are some fundamental operational or organizational moves that you have to make and decisions that you have to make that will determine your success. Too many of you, and I'm saying too many of you that's watching me, too many of you preachers and pastors and ministers and Christians, you take the decision making and the move making out of your responsibility and you put it on God. And so now your ministry is not successful and you blame God. Well, God just testing me. People get on my nerves when I hear them say all that crap. I hear all these preachers and these leaders that I talk to sometimes, and they always talking about, well, God led me to do this and God led me to do that and God didn't want me to have this and God didn't want me to have that. Yeah. All that's a lame excuse. God gave you a decision-making mechanism. God gave you the capacity and the capability to make decisions and moves. And He has anointed you to do it. And He wants to work through you with those things. He doesn't want to do all the work for you in those things. And so there are so many people, Christians across the board, who use God as an excuse to prove to themselves or to convince themselves why their decisions and their moves are not working. And your decisions and moves may not be moving you to success in business, in ministry, in your finances, in your investing, not because God is testing you, not because God got you on the chopping block like He did Isaac to prove you that you love Him and you trust Him and all that crap. None of that is true. None of it's true. None of it's true. You can't even prove it. You just convince yourself in your mind that you are a failure because of God. That's basically what you're saying. So you got to look that person in the mirror even before you flow through the decisions and the moves, and just accept the fact that if you're not successful, well, let me put it a different way. Wherever you are in business, wherever you are in ministry, wherever you are financially, wherever you are in the scope of success, however you slice and dice and define success, wherever you are in those areas, is a sum total of the decisions you made, not God. The moves you made, not God. God done already made the decisions and made the moves to secure your success. And wherever you are in your business, in your finances, and in your ministry, and in your life, it ain't your ex fault. It ain't the devil's fault. We blame everybody else. No, you got to sit in that thing and say, if I'm not where I want to be financially, it's because of decisions and moves that I made that were wrong, that didn't get me there, or decisions and moves that I never made that were right. But we're not going to blame other people. Because see, that's one thing about me. If you listen to me or you get around me, whether I'm your coach or just somebody that you have an opportunity to get around, what you ain't going to do, I forbid it. You ain't, and I'm getting ghetto with it. You are not going to use excuses. You're not going to give me every excuse under heaven as to why you're not successful, as to why your ministry is failing, as to why your church is failing, as to why your family is failing, as to why your finances are failing. No, you're going to take responsibility for you, and you ain't going to blame God. We put God in the enemy, in the devil, like we blame the devil, we blame God, we blame my mama them, we blame my grandma them. You can't give me them lame excuses. Because nobody in my family that I know of had anything successful, like in terms of like a real successful multi-million-dollar business. They had big brands. They were doing it big. And I know my family sometimes like to use my mama last name, Clancy's, and we got cousins who rich. I don't know them. I'm not using that as an excuse. You some getting to the Clancy's, Tom Clancy who wrote the book. Yeah, but Tom ain't never bought me nothing. I don't even know Uncle Tom. So he ain't my cousin. Cause Tom ain't did one thing for me or for my kids. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Cause see, a lot of y'all like to use that excuse. I remember one time I asked somebody, I said something about being the first millionaire in the family, and the person who heard me say it was like, well, that don't apply to me. This is what they were saying. That don't apply to me because I won't be the first millionaire in my family. I already got a millionaire in my family. But you're not a millionaire. That was my whole point in bringing it up. You are not the first millionaire. So you around here failing. Well, I already got millionaires in my family, but you ain't one. I'm pushing it right. I'm pushing it right to you today because you got to get your decisions together and you got to get your moves together. Let me put it this way. You got to make the decision that today you're going to make the right moves in your business and in your finances. How many of y'all agree with me? I act like I'm in a class. Like we're gonna have to end up having a live studio audience, ain't we? Because I just want some like, I want some feedback. I want some amens. But if I'm wrong, correct me. But what we're not gonna do is use excuses about why we're failing financially, why we're failing economically, why we're failing in ministry, why we're failing in business. You have to take responsibility for that. And when you take responsibility for that, guess what's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to make the right decisions. But how can you make the right decisions if you ain't got the right thinking? If you ain't got the right mentality? If you ain't got the right values, the right views, the right convictions, your decisions are not going to stick. And once you get this part right, guess what's going to happen? You're going to make the right moves. Now your actions, your behaviors, your habits, your executions, your consistency, and your commitments are solid because your decisions are solid. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the D and the M. That's the DM. This is how you succeed in the DM. So let me give you three things. I'm going to give you three things and then I'll probably sit my behind down and teach you so you can catch it. All right. Three things you need to do to succeed in your decisions and in your actions. Like if you want your decisions to be like real successful, you want your actions to be real successful, I'm going to give you these three things and then we'll talk about it. If you have any questions, I want you to put them in the questions. So How to succeed in the D to the M. That's decision and moves you make. I'm going to give you the 3 things, okay? And then we'll come back and talk about it. Number 1, you have to find and align. That's the first thing you need to do. I'm explaining it to you in a minute. Number 2, you have to mimic. You have to mimic. Is that how you spell mimic? Yeah. And model. Number 3, you have to work and win. So if you want to know how to succeed in the DM, I just gave you the game. And you should understand what the DM means when I say succeed in the DM. Number 1, you have to find and align. This is the first thing you need to do if you want to succeed in the DM. So Ramon, explain to me what you mean by finding and aligning. Here's what I mean. A, you have to find the right people. You have to find the right people. And when you find the right people, Ramon Preston may not be the right person for you. I don't know. Maybe it's someone else, depending on what decisions and moves you want to make. But no matter who the person is, you have to at some point find the right people. So you have to find and align, meaning that you have to find the right people and align yourself, watch this, with the principles and the practices that they use that you know can map you to your expected end. Now this is very critical because some people think you need to figure it out before you connect with the right people. But this is not an interpersonal relationship course that I'm taking you through. This is a business and financial decision and move I'm challenging you to make. And you should understand the difference. If you don't understand the difference, let me explain to you. There are some people, in terms of your interpersonal relationships, there are some people who won't fool with you if you're a certain kind of person, correct? So if you talk too much and there's a group of people who really don't like to talk, they just like to think and execute and work, you're not going to fit in. So in terms of your interpersonal relationships, you have to find people who are compatible. And that may be a detraction. That may be an issue for you to get into certain circles if you don't fit their criteria. But that's about interpersonal relationships. When it comes to making business and financial decisions and moves, that really doesn't apply. Meaning that, for example, you can be broke, you could be busted, you could be uneducated, you can be the person who knows nothing about business and finance, and guess what? You can still reach out to me today and connect to me and make me your coach and have a relationship with my team and my organization and have nothing going on. Why could you do that? Because finding and aligning is not about you trying to hook up with the right people for relationship purposes as much as it is for you to be strategic in making business and financial decisions and moves. So you don't wait until, well, I'm gonna just wait. Someone asked me that question yesterday during an appointment call. The question was, so does my business have to be at a certain place or at a certain point for me to join your coaching program? I was like, huh? Absolutely not. We have people in our program, in our community, who are getting trained and coached and consulted on business and financial success who are on fixed incomes. We have some people who don't even have jobs. They don't even have regular fixed incomes coming in. They just living off the good of the land, and they're learning these principles. And the reason why I'm able to help people from 0 to 100, from the bottom all the way to the top, is because I've been below the bottom. So if you're at point 0, you're better than where I was when I first started. I was like minus 2,800. So it took me like a couple years just to get to zero. Then I got started, if that makes sense. So the first thing you need to do, and some of you need to make that decision and that move today, is you need to get into finding the right people. What do you mean finding the right people? Well, look at, what do you want to accomplish in business? What do you want to accomplish in your finances? What do you want to accomplish in your ministry, in your life? And find people who are either doing it or who have done it and who have created a system and a process for you to duplicate it. And when you find those people, you have to align yourself with their principles and practices. Stop being offended because people don't want to have a personal relationship with you. It's unrealistic for you to think everybody gonna have a personal relationship with you. Don't you know I'm in alignment with people that I've never met before? Because in order for me to get in alignment with them, I have to get in alignment with their principles and their practices. Because I know that their principles and practices are reflections of them. So I don't have to know you personally to get in alignment with you. I just need to find you and hear you and see you and know, oh, you're the kind of person I want to align myself with. And I keep telling y'all this, especially all of you who and I say this with, I guess with respect, but for those of you that are like social media junkies, you're like YouTube junkies. All you do is just watch people like me on social media and you never make a decision. You never make a move. I know you're not winning and succeeding in your business and your finances because you're indecisive. You're immobile. So you have to get out of indecisiveness. You have to stop being immobile and you have to decide, who am I going to find? And if I found that person, who am I going to align with? And when I align with that person, I have to align with that person with my decisions and with my actions. I got to prove it. You know, one of the worst things somebody can tell me is, oh yeah, I'm going to connect with you. I'm going to get with you. You know how you hear people say that? Yeah, we got to get together. Yeah, we need to do business together. But when though? When? When are we going to do it? When are we going to do it? Like nobody I do business with, I don't think I would be doing business with if I didn't make a decision and make a move to do business with them. I had to make that decision. I had to make that move. So think about it. Somebody, and I'm not throwing shade, but I'm just giving you real-time examples. Think about somebody calling me saying, Ramon, I want you to mentor me, but you've never even bought my book. You've never gone to Amazon and bought a $20 book from me. You've never even been to one of my free events. It's just like people who want me to hire them and you don't even know anything about my content. What am I hiring you for? You don't know anything about my business. You would have been better off joining one of my programs, learning everything about my business. You get what I mean? Like, and then basically tell me what I'm selling and what my business is about. We do it backwards because we're not making the right decisions or the right moves. And if you want to reverse that so that your business and financial decisions are right and your business and financial moves are right, you have to find and align. So that means you don't have to wait until you're good at making the right decisions. You don't wait until you're good at making the right moves. While you're making wrong decisions, while you're making wrong moves, find the person who you can align with and say, I'm going all in with your principles and practices. I'm going all in. I just told a group of people at the church Sunday that one of the reasons why my wife and I have been able to succeed the way we have in both ministry and business, because almost 20 years ago, when we connected with our spiritual leaders, our covering, our mentors, the main leaders in our life who hold us accountable, they were our coaches, they were our consultants. They played a role because my spiritual father, he used to be a salesperson. He was a very solid, savvy businessman. His marriage, he had been married for 50-something years. He had been in ministry for 50-something years before he passed away. He had a successful church. He planted churches. He had spiritual sons and daughters. His children were successful. So everything I was looking for. So I want you to see that. Everything I was looking for. I was looking for a leader who loved his wife. So I could check that box. I was looking for a leader who was married and solid and loved their family. I was looking for a leader who was a preacher and a minister and who understood ministry. I was looking for a leader who had some business sense and who understood the dynamics of entrepreneurship. I was looking for a leader who was always open to grow and learn and change and wasn't stuck up and egotistical and arrogant about defending their ignorance and traditional and institutionalized. And when I found that leader, my wife and I, when we found them as a couple, guess what we did? We found them, and then guess what we did? We aligned ourselves with them. And I was just telling those people that Sunday that guess what? Once we aligned with them, it didn't matter what other leaders were saying to me and my wife. Well, y'all should do this. Well, y'all should get into that. Well, y'all should think about this. Or something was going on over here that looked appeasing and better. My wife and I said, nope. We closed all that off. We put a wall there and said, all we're focusing on are the people that we have aligned ourselves with. My spiritual father was never a multimillionaire. He was never a guru, a mogul, a social media expert. He was never the person who wanted to write 100 books and have a university and be in front of a camera every day and have a big staff of people in business and ministry. My spiritual father didn't want that at that level. But guess what he used to always tell me? I'm going to give you everything I got because you're going to have that. You're going to do that. That's going to be for you. My job for you, he used to always tell me that. My job for you, son, is to put something in you to ignite that thing so that you can be all that, so that you can actually succeed in your decisions and in your moves. And along with that, if there was certain information about business or real estate or ministry or investments or entrepreneurship that I needed to complement what I was feeding off of regularly with the people I was in alignment with, I gravitated to that. So I didn't see him every day. I didn't talk to him every day. I didn't see the people in person that I read their books and studied their material about investing and real estate and being billionaires and running companies and creating systems and process. All the stuff I had to self-learn through research and reading and studying and spending years experimenting with. Guess what? I never met those people and had a relationship with them, but I was able to align myself with the principles and practices that they live by. So a lot of you have to make that decision when it comes to your business and your finances, even your ministry. Who are you in alignment with? That may be the problem because you listening to too many people. Like, I just don't understand it. You want 100 coaches in your life. You want 100 consultants. You want 100 people speaking into you. And all it's doing is creating more indecision and more immobility. You're not making any decisions because you don't know what decision to make. So you listen to Prophet Ramon and Prophet Ramon say, oh, you need to invest in your business. You need to lower your taxes by investing more money in your business and increasing your expenses, but really investing in things that expand your business. Then you listen to somebody else who say, well, no, you don't need to invest in your business. You need to just pay your taxes and invest in Bitcoin and get some stocks. Then you listen to somebody else who say, well, you really don't need a business. You just need to be a sole proprietor and just work a W-2 and just get a salary. You're listening to too many people. You got to decide, who am I going to listen to? And if I see success, one of the workshops I went to in Miami, B. Dawson, he said something that was powerful. He said, there are a couple questions I ask anybody who is pitching to me like a service or a product. So he said, for example, if somebody approaches him and says, I'm a consultant, I'm a business consultant. He said, one of the first questions I ask them is, how much revenue did you bring in last year in your business? What was your total revenue? And then he says the next question is, what was the biggest year you ever had financially? And then he asks questions. Have you ever sold a business or exited a business? So his questions were qualifying, because if somebody's telling you, oh, I'm going to coach you to 6 figures, and they at 2. They got 20 hot dollars, but they're going to show you how to do something to get 200,000. Do you get what I'm saying? They telling you they're going to make you a millionaire. I'm going to show you a 7-figure strategy, but they've never experienced it. Most likely they're not going to, like, how? Their principles and their practices are not in alignment with what they're talking about. It's not that they may not know. I even heard 50 Cent say something the other day. 50 Cent said somebody was asking him a question about like him being in the streets and becoming a multimillionaire and all that and being successful. And 50 Cent said something real interesting. He said, if everything you needed to know about business and finances and success, I'm kind of paraphrasing it for this conversation, but what 50 Cent was saying was, if everything you need to know to succeed was in the books that the professors in these business schools are teaching, those professors wouldn't be teaching because they would be too busy running successful businesses. Oh my God. Did you see what I just said? Did you catch that? So his point was, these professors, with respect to what they do, they're teaching about principles that they're not practicing. They're practicing it as educators and professors within the context of the school. But 50 Cent's point was, if everything they're teaching in those books about success was in those books for success, they wouldn't be teaching it. They would be too busy because they would be running successful businesses. So if a professor is making $120,000 a year and they're teaching you about business and money and whatever in a book, if everything that was needed to be a multimillionaire was in that book, why would the professor still show up for 120 grand? If all they had to do is follow what was in the book, because it's not in the book. It's about decisions and moves. It's about thinking, mentalities. It's about values, views. It's about convictions. It's about actions. It's about execution. It's about aligning yourself with people who have already done those things and jumping on the wind and the wave of what they already have going on. That's how you get to the place of success you want to get to. And for all of you who think you're going to figure it out by yourself, prove me wrong when you do it. Come back and tell me and prove me wrong. If you think you're going to figure it out by yourself, I don't need no coach. Imagine Kobe saying that. Imagine Jordan saying that. I'm the GOAT. I don't need no coach. You know what? Jordan owns a basketball team and he's still not a coach. He still hired a coach to run the team. So if he doesn't need a coach for himself, why would he need it for his business? Duh, he knew he needed one. He knew that the processes and the practices and the principles and the systems and the structures that the coach provided for him gave him the ability to be great as he was. So number one, you need to find and align. Number two, this is the hard part. You need to mimic and model. You need to mimic and model. Who are you mimicking and modeling? Well, more than who you mimic and model, it's about what you mimic and model. You need to mimic and model whoever you align yourself with. You need to mimic and model their patterns and model their proven results by integrating them into your personal and professional practices. So what am I mimicking and modeling? I'm modeling Ramon's, let's say if you use me as an example, you're gonna model Ramon's patterns. You're gonna model Ramon's proven results. Proven results. That's what you're gonna model. So that's why I said it's nothing for me to show somebody how to become a 6-figure earner. My team is in the process of becoming 6 to 7 figure earners, because the same the same patterns that I have, the same proven results that I have, I'm showing them how to implement them, or as I just said, integrate them into their personal and professional practices. So they're doing the same thing I'm doing. I show up every day and I have a role as the CEO. I have a position in my business. I have a job. This is my job. I'm an employee of Ramon Preston Enterprises. So for all you business owners that just want to be butt naked in Aruba somewhere, let me just get it to you raw. It ain't gonna happen. You might be butt naked, but it won't be in Aruba. It's gonna be under a bridge because you broke. Because you want all this doggone passive income like you ain't gonna do nothing. Well, just stick with it and let me know how it happens. Let me know how it happens with your butt naked behind. Yeah, in your behind. You just want to be butt naked with a margarita on the island in Aruba hanging out, cha-chaing. It ain't gonna happen. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because your personal and professional practices need to be based on patterns and proven results. So I show up, I have a role to play in my business. I'm an employee, right? But I also have an opportunity because my company provides me an opportunity to share information, to sell products and services, to actually get a commission for the products and the services and the programs that my company provides. So guess what I do? I provide the same opportunities for all the other employees and team members. So they show up. So now they're showing up. They already have a different mentality because they know I'm not just showing up to do a job. I'm not just an employee. But if I get good enough to be an employee and to do this other thing over here, I can make my salary as an employee, but I can also get good enough that I don't compromise my job, my main job, and I can start making some extra money. Now what they're doing, they're taking patterns and proven results and they're implementing them. They're integrating them into their personal and professional practices. That's how you mimic and model. That's how you mimic and model. And so if you're listening to too many people, you ain't mimicking nobody. I'm going to tell you what most entrepreneurs look like when they listen to too many people. You know what they look like? Clowns. Have you ever seen how a clown look? A clown got on 20 colors, 15-inch shoes. They can't even hardly walk. You ever seen a clown? Got a big afro on. Think about Ronald McDonald. He's a clown. Right? Think about it. He's a clown. He's ugly and he's a clown. And that's how most entrepreneurs go into the business world. They looking like Mr. Red, Guru number 2 Blue. They looking like the internet mogul Green. They're looking high yellow. They looking brown. They got a little orange in there. They got a little pink. They got a little magenta. They got all these different colors. And they're trying to mimic and model too many, not people, but too many patterns and too many results. They have to centralize that by saying, this is where I want to go. And I'm not going to add nothing to it until I get good enough at what my practices are. Those are proven results. So every 2 months you trying something different because you ain't got nothing that's proven. You need to stick to one thing. And number 3, you have to work and win. So how do you work and win? You work and win by working on yourself, working on your life, working on your business and your financial operations until your wins are repeatable and duplicatable. Repeatable and duplicatable. If there's one thing I have learned, and I live it every day of my life, until I can work and my work creates wins, and until those wins are duplicatable and repeatable, guess what? I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep implementing the same systems, the same processes, developing them, getting better. I'm going to keep working on my products, my services. Like, if there's any skill set you need in order to work and win, I'm going to tell you what that skill set is, because I have it and I thank God for it. It's the skill set of being able and willing to figure it out. To figure it out. That's one skill set that I know I have. The skill set of tackling something and not giving up until I figure it out. I don't care how long it takes. You like it doesn't matter how difficult the thing is. If you just sit down that first time and say, man, this looks like I'll never figure it out. But if I just work and I work and I work and I work, at some point I'm gonna get a win. That's why Kobe and Michael Jordan were superstars. That's why Tom Brady is Tom Brady. That's why you could be you if you're willing to just show up every day and say, you know what? I gotta work. I gotta work. I don't care how many times I missed that shot, but I'm gonna keep perfecting it until I got it. Tiger Woods did the same thing until he got it. Bill Gates did the same thing till he got it. Warren Buffett did the same thing. Elon Musk. Y'all know Elon Musk used to own PayPal. And don't you know when Elon Musk owned PayPal? You knew that? He used to own PayPal. When he owned PayPal, he was thinking about Tesla. He was thinking about Mars. He wasn't thinking about PayPal. See there? And when he sold PayPal, guess what he did with all the money? He dumped it all into Tesla and his Mars objectives. And guess what Elon Musk did? He succeeded in Tesla, very successful company. And he succeeded by being one of the first aircraft or spacecrafts to go to the edge of, the edge of space. He just did that recently. Jeff Bezos did the same thing. So when Jeff Bezos was selling books on Amazon back in the 1990s, when nobody even knew what the internet was, they never even heard of an Amazon, but he was selling books off Amazon. You think he didn't see Whole Foods? You think he didn't see, they're saying they're trying to buy Target. You think he didn't see Jets and 1-2 day delivery, even though they be shady sometimes with that 2-day delivery. I ain't gonna be the one to tell y'all, but they be priming up. We gonna prime this, we gonna prime that. Y'all need to tighten up. Cause here I got 8 days I'm waiting for something that's supposed to be here last Friday. But guess what? You still Amazon though. You still Amazon. So those are the 3 things you gotta do. You gotta find and align. You got to mimic and model. And guess what? You have to work and win. And so for those of you that are listening to me and watching me and you're like, Ramon, I'm not quite there yet. And if you're honest with yourself, you definitely need a coach, because you can't align yourself with somebody you're not doing business with. And stop letting money be the problem. Money is not your problem. Your decisions and your moves are problems because your thinking and your actions are problems. So you have to make the decision and make the move to align yourself with the right people. Then you have to mimic and model the patterns and the proven results of that person or those people. Should be maybe 1 or 2 people until you get your own results. And then you work and you win, meaning that you become a master at what you do until it's repeatable and duplicatable. Until then, you're not ready to grow as a business owner. You're not ready to be financially free. You're not ready to hire people. You're not ready to expand. You're not ready to do that. And so we're offering a 1-year business coaching program, and this is the 2nd week that we have extended a pre-approval for everyone who responds to our 1-year business coaching program. That pre-approval is an extended payment plan that we're offering you just to get you in so that we can create a game plan for you and for your business and for your finances. So there are a lot of benefits that come with our coaching program. We give you access to 8 events throughout the year of that program. So almost every month there is something that we're hosting to train you with. Masterminds, workshops, sales, marketing, business systems, financial systems. We give you access to an on-demand, interactive, 24-hour day online training program for business and finances. It's called the Blueprint Game Plan. It is one of our signature programs on Ramon Preston University, our online platform. And we also give you access to our weekly coaching calls. So every Monday you can jump on a call. You can reset yourself every 7 days. We have good discussions, good teachings and trainings, amazing Q&A sessions. We hear success stories from our community. It's absolutely spectacular. In addition to that, we give you access to an exclusive private Facebook group, and you also have a personal coaching coordinator. So whenever some things go on in your day or in your week that you just need to reach out to someone, there's a real human being on the other side of that text, on the other side of that email, on the other side of that phone. All you have to do is text the word coaching, text coaching, coaching to 404-478. Oh, my words and letters are just bad. 478-7213. You could text the word coaching. Excuse me. Text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. For those of you that want to take your professional career as a consultant and coach to the next level, you want to be trained to be a very efficient and professional consultant and coach in business and finance. We have a business certification program. Maybe you want to have access to all of our training. So let's say, for example, if you're a consultant and coach, you want to be trained to be professional and to be very good at it. You want to learn my system and my process, but you also want to have access to our material. Maybe you don't have your own material. Maybe you don't know what to train people on when it comes to goal setting and finances and business and scheduling and business systems. Well, we have a licensing program. So we have a licensing program that gives you authorization as a licensee. It's really me and you becoming business partners, because you're like buying a franchise of our training, of our coaching, and our consulting. So we have a certification and a licensing program. If you're interested in it and want to know more about it and talk to me and my team about it, all you have to do is text the word certify to this number. Text the word certify. Text certified to that number. And guess what? You can also go to RamonPreston.com and you'll see that there's a page to our certification and our licensing. You can go to our university page. There's a page for our coaching, our certification, and our licensing. We want to do business with you. We want to help you succeed in your DMs, in your decisions and your moves that you're making for your business, for your finances, for your ministry, for your investing. But you got to make that decision today. You got to make that move. Text the word coaching or text certified to this number, and we'll be more than happy to talk with you. We have some other announcements that we're going to be making this week because we're expanding our company, we're expanding our operation, and I may be sharing a little bit with you later this afternoon. So keep your eyes and ears open for the notifications. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube page, please subscribe. We have over 5,400 subscribers. We're pushing. My goal is to get to 100,000. And so I know 1 or 2 videos can pop, go viral, and we can get to 100,000. Or you can just continue to share with your community that there's a person who's sharing a lot of information with his community and they can subscribe. So please hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. And if you're already in our coaching program, please make sure that you request to be included in our private Facebook group. It's called the RP Business Community. It's our community group. And for those of you that are in our coaching program and you're interested in being certified or licensed so that you don't even have to create your own content, you could just copy and paste everything we have, you should be texting certified to this number so we could talk to you, because we want to reset your account. If you have a payment plan, we'll reset that and work something out for you so that we can get you trained as a certified consultant and coach and as a licensee, whichever your decision is. I love y'all. We have a 1 o'clock appointment we got to get to. We have several appointments today we got to get to. This is going to be a full day. So we appreciate you. Thank you for watching the Ramon Preston Show. I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time right here.